Very good evening and welcome to the news live on Channel Live.
Hello, very good evening. I'm Nipuni Samarasekara.
I'm Jared Bongzo.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa emphasized that the aim of education should be to mold children into virtuous citizens. It has become a habit of certain schools to enroll only capable students. However, it should be the responsibility of education to treat all students equally and to make incapable students into capable. The President made these comments while participating in a ceremony held this morning to declare open a new three-storied building consisting of a performance theatre at the Vidyaratana Pirivena in Horana. President Mahinda Rajapaksa is the first head of state to have visited this institution in 8 decades. The President unveiled a plaque in the new building and vested it with the students. The Vidyaratana Pirivena is a great institution which began in 1929 and which has produced many erudite bhikkhus, administrators, doctors and engineers in the country. The President, speaking at the ceremony, pointed out that the budget has made a large allocation for the upliftment of Pirivena institutions. The President said that Bhikkhu education should also be modernized. While it is necessary to learn Pali and the Pali language and culture, it is also necessary that knowledge about other languages such as English and Tamil should also be given to our young bhikkhus. They should also have an understanding about contemporary society. Otherwise, the order cannot be sustained. The President said that he believes that modernization is not a fault and nothing can be learned. Nothing which can be learned should be spared. The President, speaking further, said that many of the people today strive for excellent results. He said that certain schools should not be considered as the best schools in the country, but the responsibility should be to make all children capable children. He said that the children are an invaluable treasure and their value cannot be measured on the surface. A child's value lies in making him shine, just as a gem is cut and polished to be made valuable. Books titled Rangashala Abhisheka and Kaluganthura Natyakaro, compiled by Vijay Ratna Pathiraja, were presented to the President at the ceremony. The President also presented a memento to the head of the Pirivena institution, Venerable Omar P. Gnanasiri Thera. The Venerable Thera also presented a memento to the President. Venerable Dr. Kotapitiya Rahula Thera, addressing the function, said that the budget clearly shows the prominence being given by the government to Pirivena education. Venerable Dr. Kotapitiya Rahula Thera, addressing the President, said that the 2013 budget, as far as he is aware, is the only budget that has given prominence to Pirivena education. The Venerable Thera said that President Mahinda Rajapaksa is the only leader of this country who has allocated funds for Pirivena education from the budget. The Venerable Thera also praised the President for attempts being made by him to convey Lord Buddha's message at gatherings of world leaders. Members of the Mahasangha, Ministers Ratnasiri Vikramnayaka, Bandula Gunawardana, Kumara Velgama, Rohitabe Gunawardana, Nirmala Kottalavala and a large crowd attended the function.
Sri Lanka High Commissioner in Britain, Dr. Chris Nonis, said that the British Prime Minister David Cameron has raised questions on human rights issues targeting the British elections in 2015. In a live interview held with BBC television yesterday, the High Commissioner said that Sri Lanka has not bowed down to international pressures. Dr. Chris Nonis has pointed out that the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting was not a platform to discuss about bilateral or internal problems of countries. In the interview, questions were raised about the post-situation of the Commonwealth Summit, the present situation about Sri Lanka, and matters relating to human rights. He said that the commission that has been appointed to take a census on those who have died and missing from the war is an implementation of a recommendation made by LLRC. It is an independent and free census. Responding to a question raised about the British Prime Minister David Cameron, Dr. Chris Nonis said that Sri Lanka is happy that he participated in the Commonwealth Summit under the pressures from the opposition. However, questioning Sri Lanka about human rights was an attempt to achieve his local political objectives. There is a general election to be held in Britain in the year 2015. There is a large number of voters in the Tamil diaspora in Britain. The High Commissioner pointed out that anyone who observed Cameron's behavior will clearly understand his objectives.
The Bharatiya Janata Party has urged Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu to take immediate steps to arrest a highly dangerous LTTE terrorist who is at large in the area. BJP leader Dr. Subramaniam Swamy has said that this terrorist is posing as a Christian priest. Dr. Subramaniam Swamy of the Bharatiya Janata Party has sent a letter to Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Jayalalitha, in this connection. The letter states that a person named as a dangerous terrorist by the American Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, is in Tamil Nadu. Dr. Swamy states that the FBI has issued a warrant to arrest this person. The warrant issued by the FBI states that this person has attempted to bribe the American Secret Service agents to supply material assistance to the LTTE organization. He has also mentioned that despite this, the person has appeared in TV programs against Sri Lanka and Tamil Nadu. Dr. Swamy states that therefore the Home Ministry of Tamil Nadu should take steps to arrest this terrorist.
The renovated multi-storied housing complexes at Alutkade and Dias Place in Colombo 12 have been vested with the people. These complexes were renovated at a cost of 23.9 billion rupees. A function in this connection was held today under the patronage of Minister Vimal Veeravansa. The housing complexes were renovated under the Janasevana Nagamu Puravar program of Mahinda Chintana Future Vision. There are 95 housing units in the Alutkade housing complex constructed in 1972. The housing units and the community hall have been completely renovated after a lapse of 41 years. The Dias Place housing complex, constructed in 1981, has 38 housing units and it has been renovated after 33 years. The people resident in these housing complexes thank the government for renovating their houses. Minister Vimal Veeravansa addressed the function held in this connection. Minister Vimal Veeravansa said when Sinhala, Tamil and Muslim people are attempting to live together in unity after 3 to 4 years of ending the war, attempts are being made to light candles in a day called Maha Biru Day and shatter this unity. He said that these pro-terrorist units are attempting to project the murderer Prabhakaran as a hero in the parliament, and the EPDP chairman of the Dev Islands has been killed in the midnight and are holding the so-called Mahavir Day to reignite hatred among the communities and provide fodder to the Geneva Human Rights Sessions to be held next March. The minister also said that the Channel for Guy came to Sri Lanka to launch a huge terrorist operation throughout the world. Minister A.H.M. Fauzi, Mayor of Colombo A.J.M. Muzammil, Secretary to the Ministry of Housing and Construction P.H.L. Vimalasiri Pereira and several others attended the function.
The petition filed by a separatist supporter in Tamil Nadu against the Sri Lankan High Commissioner in India, Prasad Karyavasam, has been dismissed by the Madurai High Court. The court has ruled that the High Court has no jurisdiction to hear matters relating to foreign relations and diplomatic issues. The petition was filed in the High Court against the Sri Lankan High Commissioner by a separatist supporter, Lena Kumar, resident in the Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu. The petition cites a statement made by the High Commissioner to Indian media on the 19th of March this year. The petition points out that the High Commissioner has stated that the Sinhala people are a people that has links with India. The petitioner points out that this statement angers the Tamil people in Tamil Nadu. The petitioner has requested in his petition that Mr. Prasad Karyavasam should be declared as persona non grata in India. However, the High Court has dismissed the petition, pointing out taking a policy decision is a matter to be decided by the Indian central government. Judges M. Jayachandran and S. Vaidyanathan have ruled that the High Court has no jurisdiction to decide about foreign relations and state security.
Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation held an almsgiving for 500 Samanera bhikkhus today in connection with the President Mahinda Rajapaksa becoming the chairman of the Commonwealth Nations. The almsgiving was also held to wish the President on his birthday and for the anniversary of ascension to presidency. The function was held under the patronage of Minister Basil Rajapaksa. Unprecedented special attention of people in the world has been focused on Buddhism. The Buddhist revival has further accelerated with the authentication of the Buddhist opinion about the time period relating to the birth of Prince Siddhartha. Sri Lanka is a country that has eliminated tiger terrorism that prevailed in the country for more than 3 decades. During the terrorist era, the members of the Mahasangha faced innumerable hardships. In the development of Buddhist revival, a special place is given for Samanera bhikkhus. It is with this objective that the National Rupavahini organized an almsgiving for the Samanera bhikkhus. 500 Samanera bhikkhus participated in today's almsgiving. The Pinkam ceremony started at 10:30 today. Under the guidance of the President's Coordinating Secretary for Religious Affairs, Venerable Vatnapa Somananda Thero. It was broadcast live through the National Rupavahini. The Anusasana was delivered by Venerable Madhagoda Abethisa Thero. Venerable Madhagoda Abethisa Thero said that it is for these Samaneras who will inherit this country in the future. About 4 to 5 years ago, these Samaneras were in their childhood. These Samaneras should be aware that similar to King Dutugamunu, who liberated this country, and King Parakrambau VI, who built up this country, the present leader of this country, President Mahinda Rajapaksa, liberated this country and made immense efforts to establish peace in this country. It is by their understanding of these matters that they will get the strength to serve the country and the people. Therefore, this Pinkam is not a simple Pinkam ceremony, but an opportunity to inculcate patriotism in the hearts of the Samaneras.
ඊළඟට සවෙනි පෙරකුම්බාවන් සිද්ධ කළා වගේ අද මේ ලංකාවේ පිනට පහළ වෙච්ච මේ ජනනායකයා මේ විදිහට විශාල සේවාවක් විශේෂයෙන්ම රට බේරා ගැනීමක් සිද්ධ කළා කියන එක අපේ මේ පුංචි හාමුදුරුවරුන්ගේ මනසේ හොඳට නිදන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නිදන් වුණොත් තමයි ජාතිය රට වෙනුවෙන් දේශය වෙනුවෙන් උන්වහන්සේලාට කටයුතු කරන්න අනාගතයට ජවයක් ලැබෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා මේක සුළු පින්කමක් කොට දානමය පින්කමක් කොට නෙමෙයි අපි සලකන්නේ. ඒ ගුණය හදවත් තුල නිදන්.
The chairman of the Rupavahini Corporation, Mohan Samaranayaka, chairman of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, Hamsin Samarasinghe, the Director General of Rupavahini, Chandrapal Liyanage, and the Rupavahini Corporation staff attended the Pinkam ceremony.
The preliminary report by the government analyst points out that the fire that took place at the BMICH premises today took place due to a leak in a petrol stove. The Director General of the BMICH, Mr. Bandule Kanayaka, said that the stove had been taken to the premises to be displayed at an exhibition of new inventions. The temporary structure that caught fire had been constructed when the main building was under reconstruction. The exhibition, Sahasakni Meum Pradarshana, had been organized to be held in this temporary structure. The fire took place around 11:15 a.m. but was completely doused by several fire engines. No one was injured. However, according to preliminary estimates, the loss caused by the fire amounts to about 70 million rupees. The CID is carrying out further investigations. As per the agreement of the BMICH, the organizers of the exhibition were prohibited from fire-related activities within the BMICH premises. Mr. Bandule Kanayaka points out, however, that the violation of this agreement has resulted in this fire.
Venerable Dodampala Chandrasri Nayaka Thero has been felicitated with the chairmanship of Sri Lanka Amarapura Mahasangha Sabhava. The Venerable Thero has rendered a yeoman's service for the promotion of Buddhism for a period of 65 years. The credentials of the new post was presented to the Venerable Thero at a function held at the BMICH last evening. President Mahinda Rajapaksa obtained the Sanaspatra from the Mahanayaka of the Sri Lanka Amarapura Mahanikaya, the Most Venerable Dr. Dawudena Nansara Nayaka Thero, and presented it to Venerable Dodampala Chandrasri Nayaka Thero. The Secretary of the Amarapura Dayaka Sabha, Minister Lakshman Yapa Abewardana, presented the Vijinipat. Venerable Chandrasri Nayaka Thero entered the Sasana in 1950 and obtained Upasampada in 1962. In 1989, he became the Anunayaka of the Amarapura Sri Kalyani Vansa Nikaya. In 1996, he became the Mahanayaka of the Nikaya. The Venerable Thero became the Vice President of the Sri Lanka Amarapura Sangha Sabhava in 2009. He was elevated to the post of President of the Mahasangha Sabhava by the 23 sections of the Mahasangha Sabha, which met in the month of February. Venerable Dodampala Chandrasri Nayaka Thero said that this royal festival has been held by the Mahasangha Sabha because of the leadership being given to the country by President Mahinda Rajapaksa. When the country is to be destroyed by various forces, it is the President Mahinda Rajapaksa who has protected the country and made it a unitary state. It is because of his leadership we have been able to hold functions of this nature.
සියලු බලවේගයන් මැඩපවත්වලා අද ඒකී ශ්‍රී ලංකාවක් බවට පත් කිරීම නිසායි අද අපි හැම දෙනාට එකතු වෙලා මෙවන් උත්සව පවත්වන්නට අවස්ථාව ලැබිලා.
Several members of the Mahasangha, including the Mahanayaka of the Ramanya Mahanikaya, the Most Venerable Napani Premasiri Thero, and a large number of laymen attended this function.
The central bank says that the inflation in the month of November has reduced significantly. These details have been presented based on the Colombo Consumers Price Index. The lowest inflation over the last year has been recorded in the month of November. It was 5.6%. The inflation in October was 6.7%. It is significant that the inflation has continuously reduced over a period of 6 months. The central bank said that the reason for low inflation was the low prices of food and other essential items on the market.
An international business journal has said that Sri Lanka will become a leading economic power in the South Asian region. The journal points out that to achieve Sri Lanka's economic target, the efficiency of the Sri Lankan workers is vital. The Gallup Business Journal points out that Sri Lanka has built a strong economic base after the defeat of tiger terrorism. It says the government has taken a path of facing a competitive economic challenge on global and regional levels. The journal states that Sri Lanka's relationship with leading economies in the world, progress of the tourism industry and increase of investment have strengthened the Sri Lankan economy.
Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Authority has said that a record number of tourists arrived in the country this year. The number of tourists that arrived last year amounted to 1,05,605. A Russian couple that arrived in the country today at the Katunayake International Airport ensured that this number has exceeded in 2013. The Russian couple that arrived this morning from Moscow on Sri Lankan Airlines flight UL 543 was presented with a tourist package from the Tourism Promotion Authority. The Russian couple, Nikola Vitali and his spouse, Mrs. Belova Tatia, arrived in the country today. The government expects an income of $1 billion from the tourist industry this year. Several local and foreign tourist promotion projects have been introduced in this connection under the guidance of Minister Basil Rajapaksa. Chairman of the Tourism Entrepreneurs Association, Suresh Dimel, said that the upcoming tourism markets in China, Russia, Japan, India, South Korea and the Middle East will be beneficial for Sri Lanka. Tourist arrivals up to now have increased by 17% compared to the same period last year. The Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Authority said that it has been targeted to receive 2.5 million tourists by the year 2016.
The Chief Minister of the Uva Province, Sachin Rajapaksa, said that the development in the Uva Province will be further accelerated under the theme of Let Us Build a New Uva Velasa. He said that 5,000 plots of land will be distributed next year to landless people. The Chief Minister made these comments in the closing speech of the Uva Province budget. The budget of the Uva Province was passed by a majority of 23 votes. The voting was held yesterday. 24 members of the council voted in support of the budget and only the Janta Vimukti Peramuna member in the council voted against the budget. The opposition members remained absent. The budget debate was held for 5 days. In the closing speech, the Chief Minister Sachin Rajapaksa said that the budget has allocated 16.6 million rupees for child development activities. The amount allocated for new water supply projects is 30 million rupees. He said that this allocation will help control the renal diseases.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa has extended his well wishes to the Mahanayaka of the Sri Lanka Ramanya Mahanikaya, Agga Mahapandita, the Most Venerable Napani Pemasiri Thera, on his 91st birth anniversary. The Mahanayaka Thera was born on the 30th of November 1922 at the Napana village in Udugampaha in Kandy. He was ordained at the Sri Vidyasagara Piriven Vihara in Hirkaduwa on the 8th of July 1933. The President wished him long life, good health and the blessings of the Triple Gem, the Noble Tooth Relic and the Jayasri Mahabodhya for serving the Buddha Sasana for a long time in the future as well. The President also has commended the international Dhamma propagation services rendered by the Venerable Thera for the promotion of Buddhism. The President has prayed for his physical and mental strength for the safeguarding of the Buddha Sasana and to continue with his service to the Sasana.
James Taylor of Scotland, who introduced tea cultivation to Sri Lanka, has been felicitated. James Taylor, who came to Sri Lanka in the year 1852, introduced the first tea cultivation to Sri Lanka in 1867 at the Lul Kandura estate in Hewahata. He expanded tea cultivation to a large scale by 1869 and introduced tea to the world as Ceylon tea. It is 121 years since he has passed away. The statue of James Taylor erected at the Lul Kandura estate was unveiled yesterday. It has been sculpted by sculptor Milton Pereira. The function relating to the unveiling of the statue was held under the leadership of State Development Board Chairman Udayasri Karyavasam. James Taylor had been able to earn a record income from the first tea harvest obtained from the Valdaya section of the Lul Kandura estate. 29 kilos of tea sent for auction that at that time fetched 29 sterling pounds, exceeding the prices paid to tea from other countries. Subsequently, tea cultivation was expanded in the hill country as a state plantation. The first tea cultivation land and the bungalow in which James Taylor lived have been protected as conservation monuments.
You're watching the news on Channel I and we have Kasun in the studios with us for the sports news. Good evening, Kasun.
Good evening indeed. Well, Peter Vaprusek of Czech Republic has won the snow marathon. He has taken 3 hours, 34 minutes and 47 seconds for the completion of the 26-mile marathon. The marathon was held at Antarctic scenery in a temperature of -36 Celsius degrees. 50 athletes from 18 countries have participated in the marathon. The second place was won by Alistair McLaren by finishing the race in 3 hours, 56 minutes and 54 seconds. The third place was won by Daniel Parker of Slovakia by clocking a time of 4 hours, 18 minutes and 18 seconds. In the women's race, British athlete Fiona Ox became first by finishing the race, and he set a target time of 4 hours, 20 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. Do join us tomorrow at the same time for more. Until then, it's a very good night from the Rupavahini News team.